What's up, guys? Concrete Pigs. My name's Dylan. Suga Suga by Baby Bash. We're gonna learn how to play this groovy little riff. So grab that sexy cool mama and let's rock and roll that, yo. Alright guys, so let's get this thing started. Basic setup for our guitar, it's in standard tuning. E, A, D, G, B, E. And we got a capo on the first fret, so not too bad at all. Alright, our first chord shape, I'm just going to kind of jump right into it because this might be a little bit of a long video just because there's, I don't know, a bunch of goofy moves in here, but nothing you guys can't handle, I promise. Our first chord here is going to be an A minor. And what we're going to do is starting our first four notes are going to go A string, and then we're going to go down here and hit the G string, then the B string, and then back up to the G. Just like that. And now is going to come the first of our hammer-ons. While we're holding this A minor, what we're going to do is we're going to use our pinky finger to hammer on to the B string when we come back down and play it. Alright, so that's the string we're going to be hammering on right there. Pow, pow, pow. Alright, so once again, here's our first four notes. And now we're going to come back down and hit the B string, and that's where we're going to hammer on right there with our pinky on the 3rd fret, B string. Right, so we'll go through that whole thing again. And now what we're going to do is we're going to hit this G string twice. We're going to play it while we're holding the A minor, and then we're going to play it open while we transition to an E minor. So that just gets played open before we go into that E minor. So it sounds like this when you put it all together. Okay. Now we're going to travel up here to do an E minor. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start off with that same A string. So we're going to hit that. Our middle finger is going to come down here and hit that G string, and then back up here to the D string. So it'll sound like this. Now here's where it kind of gets a little tricky, because what you got to do is you got to use your pinky to. You're going to be hammering on the 2nd fret, right up underneath that big old crowd of fingers right there. But you're going to hammer on to the 2nd fret G string right there. Yeah, alright. And so this is what that looks like. So you remember our first 3 notes. And now we're going to play that G string again and do that hammer on. So let me move these other 2 fingers out of the way. That's what you're doing. You're doing it right there on the 2nd fret while you're holding the E minor. No problem. I promise you guys are going to be fine. This takes a little practice and then you'll have it. So that takes us through our E minor. And we're going to come back up here. After we do the hammer on, we're going to hit the D string and then back down to an open G. Alright, that's a mouthful, so what we'll do is we'll just start over from the beginning. We'll do it real slow. Alright, remember we're holding that A minor. We're going to start up here on the A string. G, B, G again. Hammer onto that B on the 3rd fret. G one more time. Now we're going to play that G string open. Shift up to that E minor. You're doing great. I promise you're doing great. Now we're going to start off again on that A. Come down and hit the G, and then the D. You're doing good, doing good. And now we're going to do that hammer on the G. And then we're just going to play these last two strings, this D and the G. And that's it for those first two chords. Alright, so I'll run through it again a little bit quicker so you can kind of hear it. Okay, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this G, or not a G, excuse me, but a C chord, and you can hold it like a regular C if you want, if that's more comfortable. But the thing of it is, we're not going to be using this B string, so if you don't want to hold it, that's fine. Sometimes it's easier just to go into a C chord because that's what you're used to doing. For me, when I go from the E minor, I just put my index finger on the D string 2nd fret and my middle finger on the A string 3rd fret. It's the exact same thing as a C chord, only I'm using my index and my middle finger to hold those two strings, because like I said, we're not going to be using that B string. So after we get done with our E chord, we're going to go into that shape, like I said, index finger on the D string, 2nd fret, and middle finger on the A string, 3rd fret. And now what we can do, we're going to do a slide. There's a couple of ways you can do this. You can kind of play around with it and see what you like. But what you'll do is you'll hit the A string. And what I like to do is I'll play the D and the G as a double. And then once you strike that double, you're going to slide it down 2 frets down here. So just 2 frets. Just like that. And once we do that, hang in there, you're doing great. We're going to hit the A string one more time. And generally what I'll do on this one is I'll just play a single note. I'll play that D string. I'll play the A string first. And usually I just play a single note right there instead of the double. So from the top of the slide, and sort of in real time it sounds like this. Ooh. Like that. So before we do our last little bit, let's go through the whole thing one more time. We're holding that A minor. So that'll take us all the way up to the final little bit. And this is another one of those quirky things. It'll just take some practice. Well, like I said, if this guy, if I can do it, man, you guys got it made. So for the last piece of this song, it's probably best to kind of do like a little mini bridge. You're not bridging the whole fretboard. What you're going to do is you're just going to press the D and the G string down. Those are the ones we need, is the G and the D string at the 2nd fret. Those are the notes we need right there. So after you play your slide, you're going to come back up here to the 2nd fret and put your index finger on the the D and the G. You're just going to press those two down. And this will take a little practice because it kind of stretches your hand out, especially if you got some smaller hands. But it's no big deal. You can do it. I promise you can. So when we're holding that D and the G down, we're going to play the open A string. And then we're going to come down and play that D string. And then what's going to happen next is that G string is going to get hammered on, either with the ring finger or the pinky or whatever's most comfortable, but it's going to get hammered on 2 frets down. So 1, 2. You're going to be here from the let's see, the 4th fret down from the capo. So once we get into this position, once again we're going to hit that A string, we're going to hit the D string, and then the G string is going to get hammered on. And it kind of has a little bit of almost like a quarter rest before you go into the D and the G. Like that. Alright, man. And that is all there is to it. Yeah, just simple as that, right? Just give it time, break it down into pieces, and you'll be fine. I promise you will. So let's run through it one more time real quick. I know this is kind of dragging on a little bit, but we'll go through it just one more time real quick and kind of put it all together. So remember, we're starting off on that A minor. Open to that E minor. D string, and barring those two strings again. All right, and that's it. Piece of cake, right? Just give it a little practice, run through it slow. Do not try to keep pace with the song. It's really, really fast. When you're starting to learn it, you're going to be like, man, I can't keep up with that guy. And you may get a little frustrated, but, you know, just take it a piece at a time. Do it slow. You'll be fine, I promise. Rock and roll, guys. Y'all are awesome. All right, guys. So hopefully that will at least get you started. This is such a cool riff. You know, I've been toying around with this thing for a while. I've seen some tutorials and some sheet music that can confusing at best. So I figured I would try to put my own tutorial up and see if I could clear some of that stuff up. Hopefully it helped. And, you know, you guys, if it didn't help, if my guitar's out of tune, keep calling me out on that stuff, guys. I want to continue to make this stuff, and I want it to get better and better. Hopefully my video editing and angles and sound and all this other stuff continue to get better and grow with me as well. So keep calling me out on stuff that you don't think is right or stuff that you think I could do better, because it's going to do nothing but help me. I promise you, I've got pretty thick skin. I can take it. And thank you for checking this out. It really does mean the world to me. So keep rocking in the free world. If there's anything I can help you with, let me know. And always be who you want to be, guys. Don't ever compromise that for anybody. Rock and roll, Daddy-o.